Peace.
Peace.
The hip-hop writer is a creator, composing understanding words of cultured brilliance, powering a rebalance of the elements equally. Pages of rejuvenated reaffirmation, simply the almighty leadership of insightful craft work that stands to build through any confrontation born to be. Yet his daily duty is as a journalist that questions properly, uses his ears for the good to filter the real, and as the art decays by dilution, he concentrates the best, exposes it in the print. Today's journalist and tomorrow's historian, he listens to share. Here is that necessary attempt, executed again and again and again. This is PremierHipHop.com on the air. Art on art, the science on music. Thank you, DTF Radio, and peace to Vandal Hour. All right?
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah. Peace.
Now, there's two things PremierHipHop.com does, though. We creatively write about the music, though. We're creators, we're journalists, we're historians. But we also, so if we have those two hashtags, art and science on music, today we're going to show you those two things. First, I want to give you a little art on art. This piece is called, this is a Sunset Style column I write, though. I'm your host, Sunez Allah. And in this Sunset Style column, though, I have a piece called All Hail the Avatar's Pen, from A to G. Allah's alliteration alleviates, as after parties, alter arts activations, art on art achieves attempts at amends, action alchemizing abyss as ascribed awareness, all hail the pen of the art's avatar. But blatantly benign, block brown bougie boys bridled by blessed building block books, backs backward, belittling blessedness bestowed. See cheaters copy king's crust, craft crap constructed by crumbled clutches, clutches on crutches, climbing clever canned capers, caps of content caressing crunk. Chuito canta campesinos, Sunez crash con crump kicks, killing captured copy cunts. All hail the pen of that art's avatar. Diction derived deviously defeats, demeans, dishonors, derelictions of devastations, demand dynamic daily disciplines. Diminished doll dillies, dooming dons to diminuendo, dispelling differential association difficultly dressed, doobies, doodads, do-rags, disgraced, disgracefully. Desde hoy, a doctrine document dominates dignity, distills a diagram of dopeness. All hail the pen of the art's avatar. Editions of the education element, effervescence of excellence, evokes elevation, as embryos eavesdrop on elders' early enlightenment. Examples of easel expression exemplify ecumenically, equality for the erd of exemplary emblem. Exterminate egregious ones with executions of excellently enjoined hip-hop erudition. All hail the pen of the art's avatar. Father forms of fine freedom, financiers finagle fruitlessly, fortitude funds farther, far from frivolous, finishing with the fervor of a feverishly fertilizing a flaming femme under fly festoons of fun fall festivals. Fight to find, fight to filter the real, like Pharaoh's free fecals to all. The God-gifted, get got, grapple greatness, gun the gussy grafted, go grind gutsy, my gorillas. All hail the pen of the art's avatar. Now that's art and art, brothers and sisters. What we're doing here is doing something different. The writer got to do something that's different in hip-hop. It's got to cover the music and also be creative. But there's tons of people that we do, when we talk about science of music, though, what we're also doing is that we're covering the music in a way that nobody's covered it. But for today, what I'm going to show you is that we're covering everybody that you haven't heard from. Legends like the deeper story, like legends like Thurston Howell III, to Triple Darkness in the UK, Hex One, Technician of Epidemic, Broken Home, Darkim BLR and Fame Labs, Brownsville Cobb, Brotherhood 603, RY, Sunblaze, SDNAC, Purpose, Tragic Allies, right? Willing Cooper, Hassan Salam, Rugged and Raw, Constant Flow, A1, Phonics, Anti-Lily, Shaz, New York, God's Child, Timeless Truth, The Green Seed, J Live, Just P, Starving B, Rex, G Huff, AG the Coroner, Infinite Thoughts, Labba, Nutso, Mayhem Lauren, Teray, Chief Kamachi, Aelites, Chris Rivers, Joey Badass, Sky Zoo, Freddie Gibbs, Sav Kills, Frank Knight, Kasi Mallah, Genghis Khan, Shabam Shadiq, Blue Scholars, Gage, Star Rock, Nitty Scott MC, Don Pacino, Bugsy the God, Bankade Fam, Rhapsody, Planet Asia, Rock Marciano, Sean P, Immortal Technique, Tragedy, Gaddafi, Zagnif, Nori, and the Noble City crew. Symmetry in the almighty Xing Xing regime. Narubi Sella, J Mega the God, Wise Ruler, Prince Original, G Dubs, Wooden Chain, Shake C and the Lake Effect crew, Hellraiser and all GGO fam, Napoleon the Legend and Dysfunctional Family, Sleep Sinatra, Peace Almighty, my premier hip-hop brother, Willie Ways, Bronze Nation, Wiseman Forever, Bronze Nazareth, Philly, Jude Mega, Illa Days, Lord Josiah, and Kevlar 7, RIP. Remembered in perfection always. But right now, Omnipotent and Sinnagi of Undeniable. Peace, my brothers.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace to the God. Peace to the gods of earth.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. You know, it's an honor to have you brothers as my first guest. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about science on music here, you know? And I've taken a lot of moments to write about you guys, but I want the world to know about you guys, and that's why Premier Hip Hop exists, to let people know about what you guys are dealing with. You brothers come from Queens, though, but give me a little bit about your origins and everything, like where y'all come from, you know? How did you start rapping?
Well, to be specific, we're both from Corona, Queens, New York.
Yes.
Corona.
11368 heavyweight.
All right.
Yeah, man. Your history's deep. Shout out to everybody in Corona that done helped us be the men that we are today. All the up-and-coming artists and the artists that have been grinding for years out there that have been below the radar but making their contributions to this art form, to this culture that we love so much.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, shout out to the whole New York.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole NYC that birthed hip-hop and changed the world. Both of us come from Corona, Queens, and this is pretty much how we met, because Corona, Queens within itself is a small universe within itself.
Right, right.
So, you know,
Well, when I first met you, Omnipotent, right? You was rhyming with brothers, and you was rhyming with Nine Rain, you was rhyming with other brothers, Now I Was Born, all of them. How did you meet Sinnagi and then decide to become Undeniable? Because there were so many places that you were
Exactly.
solo groups, that you were 7-set group, which is dope. What made it and Sinnagi was doing his own stuff too. If you go online, you'll find Sinnagi work by himself as well.
I actually knew Sinnagi before a lot of the people that you might have heard me rhyming with.
You said the guy was everywhere. I thought he had a twin brother, because everywhere I was, he was there. Like, yo, what up? What up? All right. Like, you know, it's circles within circles where we're at, where we're from. Basically, we have mutual associates that deal with music, and you know, me and O known each other before music. We did joints together. Actually, I was on your first project.
My first
actually.
album that never came out.
A glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, as far as the Undeniable thing, that happened what, 2010, the end of 2010.
Yeah.
We linked up with Reno, and Reno blessed us with a joint, and we laced the joint. One song came, another song came, and it was just Undeniable.
And it's all in a short period of time.
Yeah,
Absolutely, but you know, just to add on to that, man, it's like, you know, when I first met the brother, when I first met Sinnagi, is because we were going to one or two mutual places, and again, like, we always see each other in the neighborhood. Our lives were completely different than what they are today. Right. So, you know, I would constantly be on the move and touching different areas in New York City, just doing what I needed to feed myself and my family, and we were both independent artists, and came across each other on the fly. But you know, when you meet somebody that's supposed to be a part of your life, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times that gets recognized very early, and it was just that chemistry existed very early, which is why, you know, we have recorded and we're around each other the way that we were in the early days. You know, people come in and out of your life in 1 or 2 years, and we know each other for like 18 years, if not more than that. Yeah. So, you know, like the bonds, the family ties are there. This is my brother for real. You know
So when you were making the music, it just seemed natural, because you guys were, there's something I want to let people know about Undeniable that's very unique. There may be songs where you hear verses that are very good with duos and stuff like that, but the reason I love Undeniable so much is two reasons, and the second one they'll laugh at me, but the first one is because they're actual songwriters. So like I write a lot, the music isn't gonna be immediately like athletic feats. You know, like they're not just dropping a beat and deliberately doing athletic feats, but they clue you in all the time that they have this kind of breath control, these techniques, these wordplay, these flows. But every song is a real song. And because of that, and because of the songwriting ability, these two end up being evil because they make me like songs that I would never like. And that's the second reason. I have a palette of beats that I'm supposed to be riding with, though, and representing. And then I got like this these club beats and stuff like that. And then these two start rapping on them, and I leave them in my iPod, and that's.
Hopefully.
And I don't like that.
Hopefully,
I don't like that. You got me throwing bows. You got me doing things young kids be doing.
Hopefully, a lot of other people feel that way too, man. You know
but this is the diversity, because let's go through the catalog a little bit, right? And there's at least 5 things I want to talk about before we go through the catalog. Like, we have to go through the catalog, mainly the Black Market Artist EP, right? The 5 Finger Discount series, right? The free 5 EPs with 5 songs each that they release for free.
Every 5 weeks.
Every 5 weeks. So this is a barrage of stuff that easily would have been a long 25-song album. And then we have the upcoming that no one has heard yet, the Knuckle Sandwich album, but people have heard a couple of songs, right?
Yeah, y'all gonna get some exclusives.
Right. Now, the first thing is this, right? The natural stuff, though, which is the most frivolous part of this whole science of music analysis, is the voices. Now, Omnipotent, you got a mad unique voice, though. It's raspy, it's everything. You can actually just read the phone book and it'll be all right, though, right? You know what I mean? And the contrast is like you deliberately pick Sinnagi, because Sinnagi always has this, hey, like this contrary conversational voice, you know what I mean? And it meshes real well, you know? Like, it freshens up the track. Yeah. Like, once you get real monotone deep, it freshens up. It changes the levels a lot on the songs. But there's not much to say about that, you know what I mean? But when we combine it with flows and schemes and stuff, are there, because of the gifts that you have, the skills that you have and that you're working on, are there kind of flows and techniques that you'd like to get into more? Because I noticed that a lot of the tracks, though, this is before Knuckle Sandwich that people haven't heard, you've favored the mid-tempo range, even slow tempo.
Well, I mean, you know, that's due to what we grew up on. That head nod, you know what I'm saying? That.
Right.
At the same time, there's an album that you have not heard, you haven't heard, because you get a lot of exclusives from us, but it's an album that you have not heard, which is technically our first album that you're not going to hear until after Knuckle Sandwich, and you're going to hear a good variety of tempos and flows on that as well.
And subject matter as well.
Yeah. Even afterwards, because, you know, we work for real, so we have a good amount of music in store. You know, we got a lot of bullets in the clip, so
definitely
you're gonna hear a lot of variations with what we do.
Now when these songs come about, though, it merges with the third thing I want to say, but with the flows and the schemes, are sometimes the flows and schemes you want to do based on just the beats you're picking, all these diverse beats, or are they chosen by the concepts? Because the concepts are also diverse. So how does this come about? Like the song creating process.
The song creating process is basically like instantaneous almost. Like we're not really thinking
to a degree.
Yeah, to a degree. We're not thinking, all right, this is gonna be a such and such flow here. Like once the pen hits the paper, it just transforms. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole different thing. Like we don't. I don't feel we look at it as like, all right, you know what? After 4 bars, we're gonna do double time, or we're gonna do multi-syllabic stuff. It just happens. You know, we're not thinking, you know, scheme. It is a scheme, but we're not forcefully saying, all right, this is the scheme that we're gonna put on this.
Yeah,
when you go,
just to add on to that, right? Because, you know, we have certain songs, just so that you know, we have certain songs that come into existence, peace, that come into existence within like the first couple of hours of us, first couple of minutes or first couple of hours of hearing a beat. You know, we have been working with a great team of producers for a while now. You know what I mean? That have been a great addition to our movement and our family. Some of them have been around for quite some time. Some of the people that you've heard on the works that you have, and some producers that you haven't heard of as yet. But we have songs that got cooked up in a matter of minutes, songs that got cooked up in a matter of hours, songs that we've been sitting on for months, maybe a year, that have not been completed because it's just the variation in the writing process and just coming up with making something complete, making something whole. You know, I'm bringing it into existence the way that it should be. So we don't have a cap on anything that we do.
No walls, no floors, no ceilings.
We do have sometimes ideas and plans because Knuckle Sandwich came into being off of having a conversation, and same way as A Picture's Worth, which I'm gonna get later on. And then it was just a matter of, all right, saying this is the direction we want to go in, and then creating pieces that fit into that, you know what I mean, into that vision, to fulfill that vision. So it's a lot, man. It's a lot of differences from song to song, from project to project.
Now, this answers the fourth thing that I always talk about is the song structure, and I want to get back to that with some of the other, when I talk about the albums, especially the questions I have for, the one question I have for the EPs, the 5-finger discount. But the last major question in general is the fifth thing I always find in you brothers is, if someone asks you, what is your vision with this music? Like, what is the ultimate goal with making the music, though? There's so many distinct messages. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I make jokes about the type of beats and stuff that you guys make me like and punish me. But there's also really hardcore beats. There's also really this. But there's so many ideas that you guys have and throw out. If it's that, what is undeniable? What is their vision as far as making music? What is their theme?
Like you pointed out something as far as beats that you wouldn't normally have in your playlist, as far as you know, soundscape. Certain tracks that we have come across, we don't have it in our mind like you know, that's a club song. There's something in that music that that grabs us, that we gravitate to, you know. So as far as the vision is basically, you know, like I said, the slogan is no walls, no floors, no ceilings. There's no cap to what we do, you know. Right. We're not trying to be pigeonholed as saying like, yo, they hardcore, they do club tracks, or they do this, or they, you know, there's many faces to a man, you know. So,
that's what it is, you know. That's the message, because we real people, right? I mean, so, and you know, like this is a constant you know what I mean. At the same time, you know, this is us in the studio with you now. And at the same time, there's us that's private at home with our families. You know what I mean? It's a me that's with my children. It's a me that's with, you know what I'm saying, my physical brother. And you know what I mean? It's different facets to the men that we are.
And this is all going in the studio.
Right.
Yeah.
So in essence, man, like undeniable period is just honesty, is just being true and giving people ourselves. And this is why we chose the name, because like in giving people the truth and being honest, like that's something that cannot be denied. You know what I mean? And truth is something you can't deny.
Definitely see that. You know, we had the EP, right? The Black Market Artist, though, but I want to go specifically into the 5-finger discount that people still could pick up, right?
Yeah. That's absolutely free.
It's free.
All you got to do is go to undeniablemusic.com.
This is an album's worth of, more than an album's worth, an album and a half. And I asked you guys this because this is an interview we've been trying to do for a long time. You know what I mean? Yeah. And why give out such good music for free this many times?
There's a reason for that. Stated earlier that we had an album that we already recorded, pretty much laid down. There was no real push for that album because nobody really knew what Undeniable was. So that 5-finger discount was basically, this is what we can do. This is our range. This is what we, you know, boom. Then we got Black Market Artists. Actually, Black Market Artists came before that.
Black Market Artists came before 5-finger discount.
But that came before that. But that was the 5-finger discount was pretty much the setup for A Picture's Worth at that time.
Okay.
All of that work really was to to make people aware that we were here, that we existed, and that we weren't what you used to hearing, and that it was so much of a difference in what we're doing and who we are. So we chose to take the route that we did, because our initial plan was to put out our first album. But like, you could have the greatest message in the world. Like, you could have tons of truth to tell people, but if nobody's listening, who the fuck you talking to? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was a matter of capturing ears.
That makes a lot of sense. And all the tools are in there. But then it develops into what I've heard, because I did get some exclusives, of the Knuckle Sandwich album. Tell me about that. The artwork is crazy.
Peace.
And
shout out to Con Boogie.
Word. Yeah. And what were you trying to do with that? And I want to ask you about a specific song, because it's so relevant. It's a tough album. It's a workout album. It's a training album.
Yes.
It's a Warriors album, and it's amazing.
It's very aggressive, actually.
But talk to me specifically about Blue Bacon, because with everything happening in Baltimore, you brothers are two of the most vocal people about police brutality. Tell me about that.
You know something, man. Even before we touch on Blue Bacon, one of the things that we strive to do is be honest. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can hear me good, right?
Absolutely.
One of the things that we try to do is be honest and to touch on things that are important to us. And you brought up Blue Bacon, but there are a lot of things that are important to people in general that you don't hear a lot of artists addressing, right? For instance, there's a song on a 5 Finger Discount mixtape series that we put out with a group from East Elmhurst, Queens, by the name of Up a Notch. And it's
Up a Notch,
yeah, and it's dealing with, one of them is a lawyer, the other one is a engineer, incredible MCs and shit, and again, it's the shit you don't see in hip hop so often. Right. But again, like, this was dealing with mostly relationships and sour shit that happens. You know what I mean? I remember talking to you about it because like with the drama of child support and all kinds of other wild things that happen in relationships that don't go right. A lot of times you don't even hear people talking about that. You know what I'm saying, in hip hop, because people are predominantly geared to what they think they should be talking about, whether it's popping bottles, doing drugs, all kinds of other frivolous shit that you see on the day-to-day that don't really hold too much weight. And even touching with that, shout out to Cali RP, who's on the album with us. He's dropping something this week called Latinos with Attitude, LWA, and we touched on addiction with a song we put out called Higher, which you can also download for free. You know what I mean? It's just things that you don't hear about, because a lot of rappers come out and are kingpins and sling the most drugs and whatnot, but you don't hear the real shit. You know what I'm saying? About what the downside of this
spectrum.
Right.
Whole spectrum.
Right.
Like, it's one thing, of course, having a good time is having a good time, but at what point does it become escapism? You know what I mean? Like, you don't really want to deal with what's happening in front of you when you want to be high and drunk all day.
And
you feel what I'm saying?
These different topics, are you bringing them to the studio? They just naturally come about, like the right beat.
Just how we're talking right now. Just how we're conversing right now. That's how topics come up. Like right now, I'm looking at this right here, and all I'm keep hearing is O's voice here saying, Rust-Oleum. What is it? Krylon, Rust-Oleum.
Oh, Krylon Kings.
Krylon Kings. That's all I keep. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at all this. I'm like, all right. And it's conversation. It's in simple conversation that certain things come out with.
Yeah, and at the same time too, like the production also helps bring about a certain quality and a certain thought pattern as well. Because like with the beat Higher, as soon as we heard it, it was like, yo, this is what we have to do. You know what I mean? But with Blue Bacon, you brought up Blue Bacon, and I wouldn't really traditionally do this, but to be honest with the people, like Blue Bacon is not the newest song in our catalog. Right. Blue Bacon is something that we cooked up a while ago due to some real unfortunate circumstances and being harassed and imprisoned by officers, detectives out of the 115 precinct. You know what I mean? On some random shit.
Stop it,
you know what I mean? Violating our rights and locking us up. So, being the fact that this is something that is all too common. all too common. We really wish that the song wasn't as relevant as it is. We really wish that it was a song that wouldn't really hold no weight.
Yeah.
But this is a problem that is not a new problem. It's a problem that's been going on for decades. You know what I'm saying? In all honesty, like a century or so. You know what I mean? Like our people been getting murdered, violated, raped, robbed by the police.
Well, that's why I like the Knuckle Sandwich album so much, that it's forthcoming, because it's a Warriors album, meaning that there's a honorable creed to it. You know what I mean? There's an honor to it, though. There's principles in it, and it's very subtle. You guys have so many ideas, but it's never didactic. It's never preachy. You know what I mean? And that's something that I've always respected.
Peace.
Appreciate you, guys.
Now,
For real.
one thing to get on here on DTF Radio, we definitely need you brothers to drop some lyrics, though. Show them exactly what this is all about. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We get a beat on here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yo, what's the DJ's
And
name? Clap. Clap. Shout outs to DJ Clef.
Peace.
Yo,
and you know what? It could be any beat, because these guys do anything.
Oh yeah, and just to touch
Build
on
on
something,
it,
man.
yeah.
Just to touch on something, because we chose to do Knuckle Sandwich because of the men that we are, and also because of the climate of hip hop too. You know what I'm saying?
Good point. Good point.
We've seen a lot of shifts in hip hop over the years, and a lot of times you hear a lot of cookie cutter music coming out. So a lot of stuff is sounding like Drake or Wayne or, you know what I'm saying, tons of other artists that we can name. But you don't hear the warrior represented. And we need intellectuals. We need we need doctors. We need a lot of different professionals in our neighborhoods, in our nation, period. But one thing that we always gonna need is warriors, especially, facing the situations that we've been facing and are facing today. So we definitely wanted to make something for the warriors and music that represents, that train of thought. You know what I mean?
I definitely see that.
And this is what Knuckle Sandwich is about.
That's peace. Now we get some knuckles thrown here.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. Black a towel, shots rang out. He wanted to scream, but no words came out his mouth. He had unknowingly been posing for the Glock, but finally realizing it froze. Called a shot, got smoked on the spot. Taking out the picture, 40 cal Photoshop. Dudes laying low in the drop, it got the drop. It been waiting patiently for the right photo op. Pretty penny was promised for the death of RoboCop. Would've did it for free in broad day so everybody could see that there are penalties for police brutality. Had a rep, wasn't for courtesy, professionalism or respect. Wicked D-Tech. It was only caught off the flow of oxygen, coursed through your neck. Excessive force, lack of intellect, flipping a sec. Killing niggas and getting the check. Aim, squeeze, paid leave. Vacating Belize with his main squeeze. City under siege, people can't breathe. Ain't the first time it happened, it's hard to believe. Had it on tape, tired of attending wakes. In the end, calm is something you can't escape. You know what I'm saying? Something like that there.
All right, Undeniable on PremierHipHop.com. All right, you got something for that, Sinnagi?
I'm trying to catch that right here. Hold on.
You turn that up in my headphones?
Yeah. That's
Word up. I was trying to.
Yeah. What is it, dope? Is it coke? Is it crack cocaine? Went from puffing on Marley's to popping. What's that chick name? See, shit like that keep messing up the game. Meanwhile, y'all keep fucking up my name. Synergize, insane. Fully auto pen game. What's your order across the board? This is slaughter hits, man. This is for the fam. Can't return with empty hands. For the dead prez. Grab the M1 and stick, man. Now back to the blitz. We back at the shit. You see a oh, man.
Shut it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see the pain in my mother's eyes, the same in my father's eyes. See, there's stars and sun, let me summarize. From hot days and Johnny Pumps in the summertime to winter snowstorms, keeping warm with the Valentine. I chose cooking up the flow with the wicked rhymes. Others chose cooking up the blow, whipping like a cat of nine. I'm good, son.
Yo. Okay. Switch that out for me, DJ Clef. Give y'all something. Yo, see the crest, east to west, breed respect, we the best. You know when you see G.O.D. in the flesh. They radio programmed, easily impressed. 3 churches, 2 blocks, but the streets is a mess. 1819 with a tech in the vest. Reaching for the honey, hands in the hornet's nest. Karma, no crime committed, but your Cody confessed. Pled made a deal and got less. Stress, innocent, facing a 15-year stretch. Yep. Just scratching the surface, trying to keep it cool, autobiographical. Earnest tell you about living life inside of a furnace. Seems like every black man needs life insurance, cause justified homicides are constant occurrence. Them blue bacon boys supposed to be public servants. Instead they out here committing cold-blooded murders. There's a war going on outside, you need burners. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and a lot of courage. Ain't no revolution without no bloodshed. Need less talking and more action. Enough said.
Pledge allegiance while we're at odds, the even. The whole scheme, kill dreams, keep a divide between us. Whether the almighty dollar, Allah, Yahweh, or Jesus, seems like we're still waiting on someone else to free us. We're still here. After they rape, kill, and beat us, made a men off our backs. That's a fact, it ain't no secret, that's that old money. Generation control money. Still couldn't pay for the name they stole from me. Replaced with the pain and the stain that's so ugly. I couldn't look to the skies and ask why I had to love me. I dug deeper, watch for the man and the jail keeper. Don't think the cycle ain't changed, and still keep it. It's a chokehold. If you wake up out the sleeper, sheeps follow the ghosts to the slaughter. The false leavers can't believe everything you eat. They try to feed us. Open your peepers. What they want to do is delete us.
Undeniablemusic.com.
At Undeniable Music on Twitter.
My brothers, that was ill.
What's up,
So
DJ Clef?
man.
Give us something else. We got more time?
Yeah.
We done missed the fight, right? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Guard, gladiator, mic, arm, amputator, python, decapitator, slash, vampire, slayer, regulator, crowd agitator, educator, liberator, much more than just an entertainer, self-savior, the owner and the maker, creator, deep meditator, doctors, ministers, nurses, and cremators ain't allowed here. No doubt, no fear. My culture is peace, still specialize in warfare. Ruin your wig, don't get caught in the crosshairs. Hand in hand, man to man, don't stand a chance. Horse stance, short dance, long ride in the ambulance. Better warn your mans, don't wanna be rivals. That's a death wish, infectious. Everything's viral. You taking the title, the throne, along with every hope for your survival. Learn how to hold your tongue and learn how to hold a rifle. Let go of the Bible, cause the enemy is real. Real homicidal, you real docile, be dead on arrival. You know the percentile of Black Lives North ever since 9/4. Nowadays, what's a black life cause? Of course, they call it the law being enforced. Innocent life transformed into a corpse. All cause excessive force. Don't teach my stars about no Santa Claus. Just supreme mathematics and tell them to study law. Step out your house, make sure you got on clean drawers. Watch for them friends with hate seeping out your pores. Envious your whores, includes the whores. Do what you do out of love, not for the applause or the awards. Lose yourself pursuing the happiness cause. Your idea what that is flawed. Cats out here straight savage and lost. Word up.
Lyrics. That's what we study at PremierHipHop.com. The lyrics.
PremierHipHop.com. The Vandal Hour. It's undeniable.
Yeah.
Peace, y'all. And with that, we close down the PremierHipHop.com segment. And I want to leave you with this one thing. We creators who created all this creation. Keep creating and recreate this creation. Premier Hip Hop excels art and art creations every day. And that's peace.
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 That's what's up, y'all. This is the Vandal Hour live on DTF Radio. Big shout out to you guys and thank you, Premier. Premier Hip Hop, Sunez, and the guests. We appreciate the love on a busy Saturday night.
Peace out. Good.
Definitely,
Appreciate y'all.
Definitely. And also for the guys, Mayweather did win the fight.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
We done had to walk out in like the fucking 10th round.
But other than that,
Was it a
listen,
knockout?
No, it was a decision.
All right,
It was a decision, unanimous, easily by Mayweather. Real quick, we just want to give a big thank you to earlier guests Heck Todd, Uncut, and SFA for coming through, showing love, and chopping it up with us here on the Vandal Hour. Also, a big shout out to Nobi, who came through for co-hosting us with us tonight. Definitely appreciate that. Shout out to all the listeners tuning in live, and that will be checking these episodes later on YouTube. Shout out to Mark DTF Radio for holding us down as always, and a big shout out to the Vandal Hour team, June 457. Of course, Free Facts, DJ Clef, G Stevens, Sunez Allah, and Mathematics. You know what it is. It's the Vandal Hour. Next week on the Vandal Hour, we will have guests Naisha of the YKK crew and Morale Clothing. So make sure you tune in. I'm Sinatra. It was a good night. Mayweather won the fight. You know what it is. DTFradio.com.
It's the Vandal Hour each and every Saturday right here on DTFradio.com.